Hello, everybody. Hey, it's Christina Taylor here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from North Canton, Ohio, today to share some card designs with you and some new stuff that's going on with the catalog since January. I am not on video today visually other than my hands because I have not been feeling well. I had some health concerns and then ended up getting the flu at the same time. So kind of got a double whammy. And it's just best that I'm not on screen today. So, but I wanted to share some um, uh, card designs with you and catch you up on what's new. And my video feed does seem to be a little wonky today. So I'm hoping I can get through this through everything and the video not freeze up because the internet, I don't know if it's the weather or what it is, but it's not wanting to cooperate today. So before we get started, I wanted to just point out to you my little key here at the top, showing you where my online store is, stampingyoucrazy.stampinup.net. My current host code is 9FHSUWRC. And entering that code in will let me know that you would like the free card kits that I give away. And that provides you with some extra inspiration and creativity as an extra thank you for your order. And then I also have on here my Facebook page, which is Stamp Me Crazy. And then, of course, my YouTube channel, which you're probably watching this through. You might have gotten the link. If you've gotten the link, if you're wanting to find me, it's Christina Taylor at Stamp Me Crazy. That'll be the way that you can locate me. And there's great videos on there with creative inspiration to inspire you. So as always, I appreciate your business. I appreciate your support of my classes. Your online orders, your in-person orders, your club orders. That's what keeps me in business, and I am grateful for that and for you. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you work with and you would like copies of the new catalogs, please just reach out to me and let me know. I'd be happy to get those to you. As I mentioned, the celebration sale is currently going on, and these items in this little mini catalog, which I didn't get to do my walkthrough like I normally like to with new catalogs. So I'll just give you a quick peek here. But there's stamp sets, lots of designer series paper. We've got this Flight and Airy one. There's a pool party spool of ribbon, which is this this ribbon here. So it's got kind of like a pucker to it, but it's a nice ribbon as well. Little Cradled in Love stamp set. Then we've got two different designer series papers, the Softly Stimpled and the Most Adored, which is the specialty paper because you've got the metallics on one side. And then we also have the Opaque Faceted Gems, which are these guys right here. So that's a great little extra freebie. The Heartfelt Hellos, which coordinates with the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch. That's in the spring catalog. And then the Trusty Toolbox designer series paper, which is great for masculine cards. And this little fun Jungle Pal stamp set with the dies. The die set is a $100 level purchase. The stamp set, of course, is $50. There's another $100 level item purchase, which is the sweet, softly sophisticated bundle with an embossing folder and stamp set. And we're going to use that today. And then the detailed dogwood stamp set, that is also a $100 level purchase item. During celebration, if you are looking to maybe start something new or have a creative journey of your own, Stampin' Up! Is offering, in addition to our starter kit. So our starter kit is $99, free shipping. That's just $99 in tax. And you typically get to choose $125 with that, and that's whatever you would like as far as product. But during celebration, there's two options. You can choose the Glass Mat Studio for free, which is a $60 value. It includes the glass mat, a silicone mat, and a cleansing cloth. So you get these items here, not the little accessories that are included. It's the the cloth mat, the glass mat, and then the silicone mat. So that's a $60 value. You can get that in with your kit if you choose, or if you just like some extra product, you can choose an additional $30 of product of your choice in your starter kit. So Celebration is always a great time to join because there's always extra freebies, and then you can your purchases then can qualify you too for Celebration rewards. So that's always fun. And then if you're a hostess during Celebration, when your party or your independent personal order reaches $300, you get a bonus of $30 in hostess dollars. So instead of that, would $300 party would be probably, I think, about $35 in hostess benefits. But during Celebration, it's actually like 60, 65. It's upwards because you get to add that extra $30. So that is a great fun perk. And when you're a demonstrator, if you're entering an order and you yourself are ordering $300 in items, not only do you get your discount on that, but you get hostess rewards on that $300 as well, which is a win-win. So that's just kind of Celebration in a nutshell. Again, I'm happy to talk with you more about it and share those details with you. And then this is our mini catalog, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing because, well, we would be here for a while, and I don't know that my voice will last that long. So I'm going to try to limit my talking as much as possible. But I do have a lavender, perennial lavender product-based class coming up, and we're going to use some of those products actually today, so you can get a peek at what they look like. And of course, my Sending Love class is coming up too. And those kits have already been put on reserve, so I'm working on making those. This is one of the stamp sets that we're using, the little Sending Love bundle. And in that class, this is actually oh my goodness, this bundle here is what inspired the name of the class, the Sending Love, because I just thought it was a great stamp set. And what I love about this is that you can use it all year round. It's not just Valentine's Day. So anyway, this is filled with great fun, creativity, just abundant in there. And we'll maybe take a closer look at that later, but you can also see that online too. So. And share this with you. So some of you are Paper Pumpkin subscribers, and during the month or the first quarter of the year, Stampin' Up! Is doing something a little different where they're coordinating all 3 kits for the quarter, so and offering like an add-on item. And this quarter, it's going to be the Love of Spring dies, which is the little word love, and then 2 little stems, a daffodil, and then a greenery piece. So you can buy those, and they will all coordinate with the 3 kits. January's kit arrived, and I'm going to give you a peek of it here real quick. If you love the lavender bundle, you're going to love this kit. So these are the projects that are in this kit. And it's an 8-card kit, plus there's tags in here, designs. So we've got a Gorgeous Grape Stampin' Spot, which Gorgeous Grape is like hugely popular. That's why the cardstock cannot stay in stock, because it is just very popular with the lavender suite. There's some linen thread, and then the stamp set that we have here. Let me see if I can. Well, here, I'll just do this because they've decided to include this little information in with the Paper Pumpkin kits, which is great, I think. So these are images these are your stamped images. Just a little something for you. The word love, happy Valentine's Day, a little sprig here, so see it that way. And then with, so I'm assuming you use the with love. So that's your stamp set in the kit. Of course, you always get adhesive, glue dots, and dimensionals. And then these are some of the die cuts in here. Well, let me share with you first the envelopes. So these envelopes are beautiful. They've got some designer series paper on them. And let me find the other ones here. So we've got some with the lavender and the purples. Now, the great thing about these envelopes, because a lot of people like to extend their kits more than just the 8 cards that make in them. If you notice in here, you can see that the designer series paper goes all the way down. actually cut your envelope apart and make extra cards with these pieces and just use your standard envelopes. So totally up to you. Stampin' Up! Gives you that option. So you've got your 8 envelopes. And then we've got our card bases. And something I love about the way Stampin' Up! Is doing the kits is that, so your card bases have the colors on both sides. So you fold that. Obviously, you're going to have a pretty back and front. Same with this. But what's cool about this is like you could actually cut this in half and you get 2 cards per card base and just mount that in some basic white, some thick basic white cardstock or even some crumb cake and double the amount of cards you have in the kit. So love that. I love that Stampin' Up! Does that. Then we've got some beautiful die cuts with lavender pieces and the word love. And there's multiple sheets of that. I think 3, 4. And same with this. There's 4 of these too. So you've got some greenery pieces. I love that Stampin' Up! Gives you these little tabs to be able to put the adhesive on so you don't get it all over your fingers and whatnot. Some die cut tag pieces. Let's see, it's kind of hard to get them on here, but there's little die cut pieces. So you've got this one and then some rectangular pieces here. Some pieces of the designer series paper cut out for, these are, show you rectangular pieces here. And then some gold, well, not a gold emboss, they're metallic emboss, but they're actually in gorgeous grape, these little label pieces. So you've got these that will come out. I just literally got this in the mail, so I haven't time to do anything with it, obviously. Now, this is the piece that they give you to create the tags that you see here on the kit. Okay, so you've got that. So you've got this tag, but then you've got this really cool piece. And I think you could totally do something with a card front with that. Because we have a set of dies, the Countryside Corner dies, that coordinate nicely with this. And I really see this turning into a card as well. And I think that's it. That's all the pieces. So this kit is going to be really, really fun to work with. Inside the kits, you always get your directions, taking you from each of the projects. You've got a handy ruler on the side here of your paper. So if you need to measure your ribbon or your twine, whatever the case may be, that always shows you the kit contents, the things that you're going to need for each project. And then on the back side, of course, you've got some kit contents for a visual of the kit contents all at once, and then some alternate projects, which is a great idea too, and gives you additional inspiration. So the kit coming out in February, which you need to subscribe by February 10th. It's a 9 card box. And I don't know if you can see in my little printout here, but it's got this super little cute little bunny and chick on it. It's got a very fun spring design. And the Stampin' Spot in it is crumb cake. And it is going to have some printed cards, coordinating envelopes, and it says there's going to be some gift boxes in there. So that looks to be a fun kit too. So if you haven't tried Paper Pumpkin, I definitely encourage you to give it a try. It's always a surprise what's coming. We do get a little peek, so you have somewhat of an idea of what's coming, whether it's cards or 3D items, but it lets you make that decision. Whether you want to subscribe or you want to skip a month or whatnot, there is always that opportunity. You're not locked in. You can't ever like take a break or, or you can always take a break or skip it or stop it for a while. The commitment is yours, whatever you make it. So, okay, we are going to go ahead and get started. And I do have some cards to share with you too, but I'm going to come back around to those. We're going to get started stamping. So on this the project here, I'm going to take you through how to make this card first using the lovely lavender, not lovely lavender, good grief. The printed lavender and the products complementing that, but these are products that are in my Painted Lavender product-based class. Like I told you, hang in there with me today because I'm telling you, I have been wanting to get this video film for like actually a couple weeks, and well, here we are. So sometimes things just happen and get you out of commission there. So on this project, we are using the Thoughtful Moments Hybrid Embossing Folder, which is an embossing folder and a die that work together to emboss and cut images. And I'm going to show you how we do that. That's in the mini catalog. And then we've got the Painted Lavender stamp set, hugely popular, and the Painted Lavender dies. And these dies cut out almost all of the image, quite a few of them. I don't think it cuts out this one, but the images within the stamp set, and then you've got some detailed images pieces as well. So that's nice. This is a lot of fun to work with. In this same suite where the Painted Lavender is at, as far as the products, we have the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. And these are nice because they are flat, so they mail very nicely. And you've got the 3 different colors of purple. Let me put this on here so you can kind of see. So we've got like a Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, and I think this is like a Berry Burst. So shades of purple there. And I didn't put these on the card, this card that I'm making today, just because I went with the linen thread instead. But I do see myself working with these at the product-based class that's coming up. So the inks that I'm using today are Gorgeous Grape and Old Olive. All right, so I want to first show you how you use this cut and emboss folder, the hybrid folder. And I'm actually going to do it in a different color than what I'm using on the project, just because I needed some in a different color. But I want to be able to explain the process to you. So let me grab my Lost Lagoon ink, which I don't. Okay, I had to go find my Lost Lagoon ink. I didn't have it handy and I thought I had, so. All right, so as I was explaining, this hybrid die, and with the big die, then you also get several little ones for little accents pieces that you could use with your die cut word. So what you're going to do is this die is made, or this embossing folder is made to be able to insert the die right inside the folder with your cardstock and run it all through at the same time. Okay. But what I like to do, just to give my embossed images, and you don't have to do this, I'm just saying this is my personal preference. I like to take my ink pad and just tap it right on the folder. And in the catalog, it shows you can use the brayer for this, which is great. We have a new brayer. I find that the ink pad works just fine for me. So, you know, you do whatever works best for you. Then I'm going to put the die in there and it kind of sits right in place. And then I'm going to put my 6x6 piece of cardstock on top of that. Okay, and close the folder. All right, now bring this. Now I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine in here and try to position it so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put my number 1 plate down. Put my embossing folder in there with the die cut in as well. And then my specialty plate on top of that. Okay. And then I'm going to, if I can run this through and keep it on the camera here. So I'm going to wind this through. Okay. All that down there. Okay. So we've taken that through the folder and look, so it has die cut everything out, but in the process, So you're left with this. This is like your waste product from all the die cutting. And I'll wipe that out later. Just gonna pop all these out. Okay. So you have got, after you've run that all through, you've got all of these great images, words. And let me put this in the shot here. So this is everything that you get in there, the words that it embosses and die cuts out. So it's kind of like an all occasion set, which is what I love about it. This die cut hybrid embossing folder works really well with images stamp set, much like the painted lavender stamp set that we're using, which is kind of why I put them together. Because it gives you all the sentiments. And when you have a stamp set with just images in it, this is a great little thing to go along with it. So by putting the ink pad on there, what it does is just give you that like nice little outline on the words. And it makes it pop a little bit more. Again, it'll work just fine without that. I'm just saying for me, I like to add a little ink there and get a little extra pop of color. So I wanted to show you how to do it. We're not using this color on this particular card. I'm going to use these on another one, but I wanted you to be able to see that process. All right. That out of the way. Move this color, and we're going to come in with our pieces. All right, so we have, and some of this I've gone ahead and die cut already, the images and things, just to make things easier, as most of you know and understand the die cutting process. So we've got our envelope. We've got a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is our thick basic white, and it's cut 5.5 by 8.5. And then I've got a piece of, oops, I've got a piece of gorgeous gray. And I know I cut this a little differently and I didn't measure it, so we'll just do it now. So this gorgeous grape is cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay, so a little different. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then the piece of basic white is cut 3 3/4 by 5. All right. And these are both thick basic white. And then I've gone ahead and die cut out some little stems out of our purple layer, because if you watch my videos, you come to my classes, you know I love to die cut things out of stuff we're going to layer over. I just do. It's kind of like a funny obsession. Anybody that comes to class is going to know that about me. So anyway, I've gone ahead and done that. And then I took the images, and when I'm die cutting a bunch of the same thing, what I will do is take the die. So let me grab this. So what I did was I took this die and I just ran it through the cut machine, 2 layers, because it's an open die. You can do 2 layers and they pop right out. I ran a bunch of the blossoms and I ran a bunch of the stem ones and just cut out multiple ones in white. Because the stamps are photopolymer, for me anyway, this is something that I love about the photopolymer, is that then I was able to take my white die cut piece and put that down, ink my stamp, and just go right over the stamp and stamp it, instead of stamping all of these and then die cutting each one singly. It just works for me. So that's what I do. You do what works best for you. I went ahead and die cut 3 of them. And you'll notice one is lighter. So I did this one first generation stamping and then stamped off to get the lighter tone, so it'll give us that dimension on our card. And then I've also done the stems. They're already pre-done for us. So my cardstock is scored in the middle at 4 1/4, and I did that with my Simply Scored tool. And we're just going to flatten that, create the bone folder. Okay, and let me get my paper piercing mat here. We're going to do a little stamping on the envelope so I can kind of show you how I created those 2-tone blossoms. So we'll ink that up. And I'm just gonna stamp it once and then move it and stamp it again. And you see how you get those two tones just beautifully complementing one another. This one, of course, is Gorgeous Scrape. When you stamp it off, you kind of get a Highland Heather look without having to have the Highland Heather ink. So that's the great thing about our inks too. And then bring this one in. I'm going to stamp some little butterflies on this. I'm going to do that right here in the top corner. And you know what? Why not do a few? I'm going to stamp them off once and do some lighter ones. Just put some by our lavender on the card too. All right, so we've got that done. And we've already die cut. So here I'm going to bring in what I had die cut earlier. And these are all in the Gorgeous Scrape, which is the color of our card. We're ready to go ahead and layer and put this beautiful card together. So I'm going to come in with my Tombow adhesive. And when I've die cut something out of the center of a cardstock, that's going to be a layer, I always like to put the adhesive on this layer. So I'm not putting it on here and ending up getting glue all over my fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and put that together. I'm just realizing I didn't grab my linen thread. Got a little bow. I had already tied it with the linen thread from the Essentials pack. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead and put some more adhesive on this. And put that layer on there. It just gives it just a tiny pop of color. So you've got a very, very thin frame of color. And then we're going to put our stem on. Let me see which one I'm going to use. I think I'll make this the Get Well card. I mean, like I said, there's so many different occasions you can do. Thinking of you, thank you, oh, happy day, love you, hello, with sympathy, celebrate, just because. But I'm going to go with Get Well. And I want to go ahead and put that on because it'll help me with my placement of where I want to put my bouquet of flowers. So for me, I'm going to do this first. Get that in place. So I like to Get Well there. And then I'm going to put my stems down. Here. And then we'll do the darker purple behind. And on there. Okay, and then the light purple we're going to put on with some dimensionals. Okay, to pop those up. Okay, and then let me get a glue dot here. Paper pumpkin glue dots. So we've all kinds of those little guys hanging around, and I've just taken a piece of the linen thread from the Neutrals pack and double bow tied that to add on there. And then I'm going to put these two little stems on the inside. And for that, so I've taken, I went on Amazon and got these little bottles. You can get like 4 or 5 in a pack. And I actually took our fine tip glue pen and put the glue in these bottles. I like the lids on these much better than I like the Stampin' Up lid. there's less room for it to get clogged and then not work, which is why I have this glue, because my end got clogged and wasn't working. But I like this because it's a precision tip on it, so it gives me a little more control over it. And I say that and look at that, like, oh, look, did you see that? I just got it everywhere. Because, oh goodness, hang on a second. Yeah, it was really coming out there. Like, I was like, oh, I just must have to squeeze a little hard. No, no, no. I just squeezed it too hard. It came out everywhere. Down and get a little more on this one. But I just like the little tips on these. It's easier to work with. The bottle I find is easier to control. Just put those in place. I put the pin back in. The little pins just come with each bottle. I think, like I said, I think it was like $4 or $5. Okay. So there is our first card. Super cute, easy. And I'm gonna clean up these supplies and come back with another project to share with you. Okay. Okay, this next project that I'm going to share with you is making this beauty. Thinking of spring for sure with the colors. So let me share with you how we're going to do this card and what we're using supply-wise. So we're using Pool Party ink, a blending brush, Lost Lagoon ink, Lemon Lolly ink, and then I'm using the sheer ribbon combo pack. So you get these 3 colors in this particular pack. And I'm just using the Lemon Lolly one on top. We're also using the Adhesive Back Solid Gems. So you've got the Lemon Lolly, the Balmy Blue, and then I think this one is Copper Clay, but it gives you a nice selection. We're going to use the Lemon Lolly ones. And then this is the bundle that I was telling you about that's in celebration. So it's free with the $100 purchase. So you get this beautiful stamp set with some 2-step stamping images and then some great greetings with a beautiful font. And then the softly sophisticated 3D embossing folder, which is super cool in the design and very delicate, but makes a big impression. So these you can get for free with the purchase. We're also using the Something Fancy dies. I've taken the largest tag die out of here and die cut those, which I'll show you in just a moment. The Stylish Shapes dies, I've used the 3rd largest circle in there, gone ahead and die cut that out for us as well. And then I did grab another stamp set, Very Best Occasions, to use with this card. I designed the project with the sentiment on here, but I think I also, I wanted to make a Thinking of You card, so I might grab this Thinking of You out of here. So just kind of a thought there. I grabbed it to have on hand in case I decide to go that direction with the creating. All right. I think that's everything. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me share with you the supplies that we have. Of course, we've got our envelope. Got a piece of Lemon Lolly cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11. And that's scored at 5 1/2. We have 2 pieces of basic white, and they are 4 by 5 1/4. One is for the inside, and then the front piece, you can see I've already embossed that with the embossing folder. This was the Something Fancy labels, the 2 tags that I was telling you I die cut out. I did one in basic white and one in Lost Lagoon. Went ahead and tied a little bow with the Lemon Lolly ribbon. And then here's our stylish shape die cut in the pool party for our sentiment. So we're gonna start first by doing some blending on our, well, that's not gonna work. That's my stamp, that's my chamois to clean my stamps with. It's not gonna be a good thing for blending. Let's see. So I'm gonna take my, need to pull up my sleeves there. Take my blending brush and my pool party ink. And I wanna try to just create an ombre effect on the embossed cardstock. So I'm gonna gently swirl my blending brush on the ink pad. And then I'm just gonna come in, starting at the base of my card. And I always like to start off of my cardstock and just kind of come in, blending up. And so I'm gonna get a more intense layer of color at the base because that's where I'm starting every time I come up. And you can just kind of determine how far you want to come up. I'm just kind of looking at this. There's not a right or a wrong way. So let's see. I'd like to add just a little bit more color here. And I'm gonna soften that kind of right in the center, adding just a little bit more coloring. Okay. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Stop there. And that's all we're doing with the pool party. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut that up. Set that aside, and then we're gonna do a little stamping. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fold my cardstock along the score line. And again, use my Simply Scored tool to do that. And we'll get our places here for a little stamping. All right, so I'm going to use the Lost Lagoon for my flower greenery. The thing I like about Lost Lagoon is depending on what you use it with, it can lend itself to green, blue, like it's very complementary either way. So I found that it works really, I thought it looked really nice as a stem for this particular project. So I'm going to ink that up and I want to put a stem on the inside of my card. Okay. And then I also want to do one on my envelope too. Okay, so I've got that. And that's it for the stems. Okay. And then let's see. In my example, I did that. I really appreciate you, but I think it will change it up, and I'll show you both of them. I think it will change it up and do thinking of you. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna go. Just talking out loud. All right. So I'm gonna ink that with the Lost Lagoon and give that a stamp on there. Okay. Just a very, very soft little sentiment. Oh, you know what? I didn't stamp my tag and I gotta do that. I gotta put a flower on the tag. You do that. Good gracious, that's like kind of our focal point. If we can put away the stamps. Okay. Down with the Lost Lagoon. Now we're going to come in with our lemon lolly. So this little lemon lolly stamp or lemon, the little flower stamp that I'm using on the lemon lolly, it has three buds on it, and there's a little tiny bud over here, and then of course the bigger and the one on top. Those buds are what you're going to use to line up to make sure you're stamping this in the correct spot. So what I like to do is line up the little bud over to the side. And then I just bring my stamp up at the bottom, and it's very hard for you to see this on the light. But by using the photopolymer, it allows me to kind of hover over it a little bit to be like, okay, that's where my stems are. That's where it's got to go. And then I get my little blossoms right in place on the flower. So I tend to line up the bud first, and then I look at my bigger stamp and kind of drop it down, double check the bud again, and then stamp to know that I get good placement. So lining up my bud, then putting the big one in place and stamping down. All right. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces and parts and we are ready to assemble this girl. Okay. So we're going to start by putting our embossed piece on top. Get this started here. Well, I'm really having a problem with my liquid adhesives this morning. That off, there's like a little sticky on there. Well, I just don't know. It's not working. Let me take my little pen. I have another glue bottle that I have some of the Tombow white glue in for those like more detail where I need a heavier adhesive. Oh yeah, look, that was like clogged because it just came oozing out everywhere. Yeah, it's coming out all over the place. Okay, well, there you go. And we should be back in business. Oh yeah, there she's good. She had like a little bit of a clog there, and now it's like, I don't know. She's better now. Put that down, and then we're gonna come in with that inside layer. And the thick basic white is it's just a little heavier than our regular basic white. Sometimes especially when I'm doing like that lavender card I was doing earlier and using a white base, I tend to use the thick basic white. Just gives it it's a little sturdier. All right, we're gonna come in with our 2 tags and I'm just gonna kind of layer those like it's the ones coming out from behind it a bit. So I'm gonna put some adhesive on this white one, or stamped one, and just kind of look and eyeball what I like. And what I'm doing is just kind of lining up those 2 points and kind of letting it swing a bit, like it's coming out from the side. And I want to put these on with some dimensionals. So put those on. Let me get that little girl in place here. Put it about there. I'll do some dimensionals on the back of my greeting piece. Up and set that right there. Come in with a glue dot. The glue dot just right at the top. Again, these are just paper pumpkin glue dots, but we sell them by themselves on a roll. Put that little bow right on top there. So pretty. And I had already cut some little gems out of here. So let me see if I've got some to work with. Take your pick tool. Ideal for these little gems. Let me grab one of those off of it. Ugh. Okay. So one there. And one here. Oh, just click that one all the way over here. Might have to take that off there because I grabbed it upside down. And the little one there. Perfect. 3 is good. 3 is good. All right. So there's our card. But I want to put a little spritz on it because I'm all about the glitter these days. Because why not? Who doesn't need a little sparkle, extra sparkle in their lives? So let me bring in my little sparkle station. And this is just some of the shimmer paint that Stampin' Up! Used to carry in an old like hair products cute bottle. There, easy for me to say. And I'm just going to take and put a little spray. It's got the shimmer paint in it and some 70% rubbing alcohol. And it just makes a nice little shimmer. And I don't, it's probably not going to pick it up, but trust me, there's a very nice soft shimmer on there. And so this is the one that I made showing you the greeting used in the celebration set. And then on this one, I just used the Very Best Occasions greeting set, and I substituted the Thinking of You. So, very complementary to each other. Okay, let me stop this and I will get some more supplies and we'll do one more project. Okay, this is the last project I'm going to share with you, kind of take you through today. So super cute way to use some designer series paper. We're going to do some embossing. So let's get started with that. All right, so on this project, we are using the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder, beautiful folder in the new catalog, the spring one, and then the Layering Leaves stamp set, which has some great sentiments in it, very beautiful font, and then some leaf imagery. This cuts out with our bow punch, so you can cut these images out simply with a punch. We're also using the Pebbled Path textured ribbon. Super pretty, very easy to work with. And then Calypso Coral ink, and then a blending brush as well. Now the designer series paper that I'm using, hang on, I gotta grab it here. You thought it would have had that present. It's just, okay, I'm back, sorry about that. So the paper that I'm using on this project is part of the Softly Stippled, I think that's what it's called. Let me look. Yeah, Softly Stippled. So these are the different prints. Trying to get them out so you can kind of see them all at the same time. So this is like, those are those two, front and back, front and back, front and back. This two, front and back. Really, really beautiful paper. Front and back. So this one's really cool because it looks like it has like a linen texture to it. Super cool. And the Pool Party, and then the Wild Wheat, front and back. So some really, really beautiful paper in this particular pack of papers. And this is free with a $50 purchase during celebration. Okay, and I've gone ahead and cut those strips out. So these are the ones that we're going to be using. And let me share with you the supplies. So we've got our envelope. Whoops. Okay. I had a different die cut on there, so. Oh, you know what? And I'm sorry, I did, I used the Something Fancy dies too on that one. There we go. I used this die set and a little die. So this one here, I've gone ahead and die cut out a white label, and that came from the Something Fancy dies as well. I forgot to get that out. So we're using that too in this project. And then, like I said, I've gone ahead and cut, so I've cut 3 strips of 12 by 12 designer series paper from that Softly Stippled pack. I've done 2 at a 1/2 inch by 12, and then I've done 1 at 3/4 of an inch by 12. So you can use whatever paper you'd like to use. 3 that coordinate. If you have those that cut that size, you can kind of recreate this project very easily. Then I've got a piece of Pebbled Path that's cut 5.5 by 8.5. A piece of Calypso coral that's 4 by 5 1/4, a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of the Pebble Path ribbon that's 6 inches. And then I'm just going to take another piece off of here to tie, and we'll do that as we kind of go along. And then I've gone ahead and die cut out a white label for our greeting on this card. Now, earlier I was sharing with you that I had already scored my cardstock. And this is what I was using to score it, but I thought on this one I would bring this in so you can actually see a little bit more what I'm talking about. This is a great tool for scoring your cards so that, you know, if you fold them and you don't get it folded quite right and you get that like kind of rigidy, weird crease, by scoring them, it makes it just a cleaner fold. So I'm going to put my cardstock in here at the 8.5 side at the top, and then come over to my 4 1/4 and just score right down. Super easy, simple. This just puts right back in the, there you go. It's got a little holder there, so it scores, it saves the score tool right handy with it. So when you need it, that Simply Score tool, I believe it's $30. But you can do a lot with it. So we're going to use that actually in the Sending Love class coming up here. So I'm going to go ahead, I mean, besides just scoring our cards, we're going to use it actually in our card design. We're going to fold that card base in half the score line. Let me find my bone folder and flatten that crease. And then we're going to first just start by layering our strips. So I'm going to get my liquid adhesive and I'm going to take, so this is just kind of a, well, there's no like right or wrong way where to put this. We're just going to glue the strips down. And I'm going to kind of come about right here, say. Oops, I want to go up. So I want to go up, I want to make sure the corners are off of there because I'm going to cut that off. I don't want like a break in my pattern, or like to be able to see that the cardstock from behind. Since I have my first one in place, I'm actually just going to go ahead and take the adhesive right down next to it. That allows me an opportunity to kind of slide it there a bit and position it. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the next one. So this is my 3/4 inch strip. Just putting that in place. And easing it up there so that my corners are beyond the cardstock so I don't get any gaps. Okay, so now I've got those 3 in place. I've got my paper snips. And I'm going to flip this over and just with my paper snips, I hope that the feed on this is going fine because the internet was really acting funny and sometimes that's so frustrating. I think it's probably because the weather's not so great outside. I don't know. We'll just say that. I don't know whether that's it or not. Okay, so I'm just trim those off. I find it's best just to flip it over to do that. That's what works best for me anyway. So then next, I'm going to do, again, repeat that same process, coming right next to my last strip and rotating my pieces again. Okay, so I started with the coral, so I'm going to make sure I use that coral side here, and then I'm going to bring this one in and do the pebbled path design. This kind of has like a texture, like a fabric texture. In my opinion, as far as the look of it, makes you want to feel like there's texture to it. And then we're going to go with that wider strip next. Set down. And I'm going to come around again and just trim off those little edges. All right, so these are all little scraps. We're just gonna discard those. All right, so we've got all of our strips put into place. Next, what we're gonna do is take this folder. Okay, I'm gonna bring the die cut machine in here. Okay, so we're gonna bring this big girl in here again. We've got our base plate, and then I'm gonna take the embossing folder, and I'm going to put my cardstock right inside. So it's all layered and everything. Let's put that in the machine. Give that a run through. And you want to again use the specialty plate with those hybrid embossing folders and the 3D folders. You'll need that plate. So then look what we did. We gave it all this really cool, fun texture. Isn't that fun? So just another way to kind of like use your designer series paper, your embossing folders, kind of work them together, just give things a different look. I love that. I was super excited with the way that turned out. All right, and then I want to come in with here, and I need to get a block. We're gonna do sending hugs because like who doesn't ever need who would like not want a hug? I mean, I love hugs. Of course, right, I guess not during cold season. I don't know, but anyway. Okay, where's my label at? I need to bring my label here, and I'm gonna do sending hugs and stamp that down. Okay, love that. Let me clean up my stamp here. And then I want to do a little blending on this. My blending brush came in, and I'm just gonna hold that in place, and it's just coming around the edge there. What that's doing is it's just giving my edges a little bit more, they're more pronounced, and it's giving it a softness. I felt like this card was really soft with well, the name of the paper has it in there, but I just I really liked bringing that together to kind of soften it, tone it down a little bit. And I'm going to put a little bit on the envelope here. Just kind of give this theme coming on our envelope. Yeah, I like that. Okay. All right, so we're ready to put our card together. And put our white layer inside. Okay. And then on this one, for putting down my ribbon, I always like to, when I'm doing ribbon like this, I like to tape it behind. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Scotch tape, tape that behind there. Bring that tail across the other side. And place that down. Okay. Need to move it a little bit. It's a little bit wonky. There we go. And I've got a lot of layers on this one. I got a lot going on. I'm going to use the my Stamp and Seal adhesive. In place and center that nicely on the front. And then I want to put some dimensionals on the back of my greeting. piece. Those dimensionals off of there. And do sending hugs right there. And then I'm going to take this ribbon, and this is a way you can kind of do like a faux bow, faux knot. So, because sometimes some people struggle with bringing the ribbon around the cards and, then tying it to get a nice ribbon. This is a great way to do that because you just make it look like you did that, but really it's much easier for a lot of people. And takes a little bit of the bulk off of your card. Well, let's see if I gave myself enough to like actually leave a little tail here. Well, like that. There we go. So we've got our little bow there. We've got our softly blended envelope. So pretty. Okay, let's bring in the cards that we did today. So we've got this one, and this one. And of course, we had other options where we did that I really appreciate you. And then we also did the thank you as well. So you've got different options. Now I did this one the same with the sending hugs because I just really felt like this card was like a warm hug. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the projects that I had to share with you today. And you have fun creating them. And then let me come back since my voice is kind of hanging in there. I'm going to come back in with some cards that I received to kind of share those with you too. Now, I hadn't had a video since Christmas time. And I know I shared some Christmas cards, but I do have some more Christmas cards to share. And I know Christmas is past, I know, but anyway, I'll share them. So this is a beautiful card from my friend Bella, and she had embossed and done some with dazzling details, like in the embossing on the pine trees with a deer. Super pretty. And then this is another beautiful one from Bonnie. The little fun fold there. I think we did this at a class a while back, actually, and she recreated on her own. I love what she did with the colors too. See, this Christmas, let's see, have yourself a merry little Christmas. I think this one, yeah, it opens like this. So it's kind of a fun fold with a little pivot. So there's a brad there. And this was from my friend Ida. Super cute. She's on my team. And very, very creative, Ida. Yeah, I did get as many cards out this year because I was sick before Christmas again, and that's just a whole other different subject. So we'll not get into that. But anyway, this is from my friend Pat. Look at this beauty with all the die cutting. And she hand cut these little sheep out, people. Like so pretty. Isn't that just beautiful? So pretty. Here's another one from Karen. I think these are like little foamies, and she's like put the little like what is this called? This little glitter enamel, like it's like, oh my gosh, I can't think of what it's called. Enamel details, I think. Anyway, very, very cute. Love the snow. It's got some texture to it. This is from my friend Gwen. And I don't know, Gwen. I'm guessing this is designer series paper. I don't think she stenciled all that, but I think it's designer series paper. Very, very pretty. This is from my friend Sue. Look at that. It's got a little wobbly snowman on it. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. And she did the like fractured card. So yeah, super cute. Love that, Sue. Like you bought those little snowmen with that paper. Creates it so well. There's another little fun one with some Christmas trees. So pretty. This is from my friend, another friend, Pat. Very beautiful. Love that. Love the gold details. That was it for the other. I think I had already showed my other Christmas cards. So that's just some more to share with you. This is another card that I got from a dear friend, Pat. I love Patsy, just like a warm hug. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful card. Fun fold there. A lot of times she doesn't sign her cards. She just like will send them to me so then I can reuse them. Then I've been having a lot going on, and a dear friend Lisa sent me this card, which it made me smile because we did this in one of my card classes, and it was one of my favorite cards. I love this saying. This paper was so fun and bright, and then she sent me a card, and it just made me smile. So that was like super sweet. And then from my friend Cheryl with this cute little penguin set with this designer series paper. I think this was one of our beach papers. Just a really super nice note from Cheryl. And then this card is from my friend Peggy, sending you a handmade hug. Like, who, that is so cute. She loves to color too, and she does such a beautiful job coloring. Just look, she put that little llama guy there. Yeah, or girl, whatever. She's got really long eyelashes. Super cute. So hopefully those have provided you with some extra inspiration. And then I have a group of ladies that we get together and craft. And Melanie shared this project. We made this little calendar. Melanie's on my team. And look, it's a sticky note holder too. So we've got a holder for sticky notes. And then it sets like with an easel base. And we've got a little card there too. Isn't that so cute? Like, I love that. So that's sitting here on my desk. I love it for a little reference calendar and for her sharing that. So, okay, everyone, that's all I've got to share with you today. I think hopefully I provided you with some good inspiration, and you can express your creativity and share it with others to brighten their day. I heard this the other day and I thought that is perfect for card making. I love it so. It says to send a card is a good way to go somewhere without moving anything but your heart. Like, I love that. That so spoke to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to be using that because I just love that. So yeah, take a little time to create some paper sunshine and brighten somebody's day. If you saw anything in today's video that you like, that you would like to learn more about, or you'd like to purchase, you can visit my online store. As always, I appreciate your business and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to share stamping with you. All right, take care, everyone.